Hi everybody, I'm here today at B&Q in Blackburn. It's been 3 months since I last been here, and I remember at that point they had quite a lot of palms and other exotic looking plants in the garden centre. So I'm going to go in today, see what's there, see if anything's marked half price, which I suspect it might be, and possibly pick up a bargain or two. Okay, come along, let's have some fun. Right, so I'll do what I usually do. I'll start on the right here, work my way down and back up the aisle, and then work my way across over to the left. So here we've got some Canary Island date palm and some red cordylines. These £24. Wow, that's like a £10 plant max. It's inside like a proper pot. That's why you're paying the extra there. Although it doesn't look like people are buying them, to be honest, because I do remember seeing those at the start of the season. I think they were over by the doors over there, back in, and they obviously haven't been very popular. Nice Phormium over there, we'll come back to that in a minute. Here's some Fatsia bamboo, and this is half price, so £19 down to £9.50. It says it is Fatsia Whizbear or Wisebear. Need my readers on, really. That's a decent price, £9.50 for those. Hopefully there's some more things with half price stickers as well. This bamboo isn't marked down, that's still £35, black bamboo. Doesn't look like black bamboo to me. It's got black markings, but normally the black bamboo is fully black. Oh, like over there. Is that the same pot? Yeah, it is. That's what the culms normally look like. So these, that's half price, that one, golden bamboo. It looks like it's been half price for some time, mind you. Half of 35, £17.50. We've got some cheap pots here, £10. To be honest, that's probably about right for that pot. That's a plastic pot. £8 for these. They're plastic too. And then got some actual sort of terracotta ones over here. Then we've got some Fatsias on the end here. These aren't half price, but they are only £9. I suspect that came in as a much smaller plant. A bit wobbly in that pot. But that is a big old plant for £9, isn't it? So that looks like a good bargain. There's a few of those. One next to it looks even better. Not half price, but doesn't matter. Still a good buy. And here we have, I finally found it. The Fatsia camouflage, £15 this one, and I've struggled to see this, rather ironically, on previous visits, but there it is. There's another one under there as well, £15. I've got enough Fatsias now, so I don't think I'll be buying that. Let's check over here. Nothing else seems to be reduced. Here's that Phormium that I spotted from the other side. £24. It's nice and big and very healthy looking. If that was half price, I'd be tempted. And it's just described as variegated. I wondered if it was, what do you call it? Is it Tenax? The sort of big Phormium. It looks like it could be. Then we've got some palm trees over here. Oh, this is, do you remember last time I came here? They had quite a few, so they've sold a good amount of them, but £80 this was, but it is half price, so maybe that's why they've shifted a few. So that's now £40. It's got almost a foot of trunk, very narrow trunk. You know, it's a youngish plant. 40 quid, you know, that's probably about right, to be honest. Then we have full price Canary Island date palm, £17. We've got another Trachycarpus here. Looks very different actually, the sort of leaf structure. It's very different to these deeply divided ones here. I suppose there's a chance that could be Nova. It's labelled as Phormiums, but it's a very slender trunk with very deeply divided leaves. I wouldn't like to say, I'm not an expert at this, but this one looks more like a normal Trachycarpus Phormiums to me, less deeply divided leaves. A bit of a thicker trunk, although it's still relatively thin actually. And this one is £55. I don't know if you can see through there, but crucially marked down to half price. So half of 55, one time you can do this, £27.50. For again, it's a similar sized trunk. Not sure why they were different prices to start with, to be honest. It's a bit lopsided in the pot. It's done a bit of creeping, which sometimes Trachycarpus do that before they get going upwards. £27.50. That's a good price. That. If I was in the market for one, I would definitely buy that. We've got a few more. I don't know if they're all... Oh, so that one's £40, but not half price. Yeah, I've sort of coming back to me now. They're a real mishmash. This one's £55, is half price. So it seems like the £55 ones have decided to mark down, but not the others. We've got a Shamrops humilis here. With a bit of leaf spotting, which is quite normal. A lot of people experience that, particularly in wet climates, or cold and wet climates like the northwest of England, where we are. It doesn't have a label, so no price. That's obviously not going to sell. No one's going to buy that. This Canary Island date palm was £17 and probably looked quite spectacular at the start of the year. I vaguely remember it. I think again they had a few different price points. Oh, in fact, actually, this one's £22, but half price, so £11. This one over here was 17, so is now £8.50, which is a decent price, a very good price. This one has a nice thick trunk, so for £11, you get a nice thick trunk. Obviously, clip some of these lower leaves off, tidy it up. You can tell with this one that it's come out of a hot house, basically, probably in the shade where this leaf will have grown. And then in Blackburn, this is the leaf it's grown this year. So £11 is a good price, but you'd probably be looking at a couple of years, or maybe by the end of next year it'd look pretty good, I reckon. I'll have to have a think about that. Probably don't need another Canary Island date palm, especially as I've got very little space in my greenhouse. We've got some half price Red Star here. Some of them are half price, some of them aren't, which is a little bit odd. They were £10, so there were half price ones of £5. This one's very wobbly in the pot, perhaps that's why it's marked down. That one's a bit wobbly but more stable. So that's probably a decent price, £5. Yeah, it's a good sized pot. Let's carry on looking. We've got some Phormiums here. I'll go to this one over here first. This is Sundowner, £17, but marked down to half price. So really testing my maths today. Why are B&Q using odd numbers? So that is £8.50, which is a good price. That's a nice plant, and it's quite tempting. What's this? This Cordyline here, Magic Star, £12, so not marked down. But look at that. It's got like a red, the leaf bases are bright sort of salmon, with variegated sort of second halves of the leaves. That's quite interesting. Got another markdown Phormium and a few markdown Phormiums here. So these were £17 as well. Then there's more of these magic stars up here and Charlie Boys. Half price Fatsia japonica. Oh, that's the camouflage one as well. Oh, that's £7.50 for a camouflage. All of a sudden I'm interested. I don't know if, I mean, regular viewers will know that I'm trying to sort of thin out the garden a little bit. And for obvious reasons, I feel like a camouflage might get lost a little bit. Then we've got a half price Cordyline Pico. I've got a couple of those at home, bought them this year. Oh, look at this. This is a half price Cordyline Magic Star. I don't know. Oh, it's a bit wobbly in the pot. A little bit wobbly in the pot, which is a concern. It's not too wobbly, so it's £6. I reckon I might give that a go. It's just I know that I've got no space in the greenhouse. I think I might give this a miss. Hardy to -10. Do you reckon? I don't. Do you know what? I'll give it a go. I'm going to buy that. I'm going to hide that at the back for a minute. And I'm going to come back for that and buy that. And there's another one of those £24 Phormiums. Looked at those big Fatsias there before. As I was walking out to the garden centre, I actually saw 2 trolleys being pushed full of, you know, exotic looking palms and plants. So looks like someone might have beaten me to the bargains actually. There's not too much of interest down there. Or down there. Got some winter plants here. Always have a look at the clearance section. We've got another Cordyline in here. This is a normal Australis, £10 marked down to 5, but it's one that's had a bit of trouble. It was obviously very loose in the pot at some point. It'll be fine, but it's not for me. And I think that's it. So I need to decide what I'm going to buy. I'm definitely going to buy that Cordyline. Do I want to buy the Canary Island date palm? Yes, I do, is the answer to that. But is it a sensible decision for me? No, it's not. So I think I've talked myself out of that. If I did have the greenhouse space, I think I would buy that for £11. Put it in a bigger pot, and that would be a really nice plant by the end of next year. I'm going to leave these Cordylines. I don't need any. I'm not a big fan of red Cordylines, to be honest. I do love Charlie Boys. If they were hardy, unfortunately they're not for me. This says hardy to -5. So that's quite encouraging that actually the magic, what's it called? Magic Star says -10. Yeah, I'm going to give that a go for sure. That's coming home with me. This £17 Phormium. It's quite nice. That only says hardy to -5 as well. A lot of Phormiums are just, yeah, -5 is no good really. It needs to be -7, -8 really to be hardy in my garden. And I possibly have one just like that at home, but it gets knocked back every year. It doesn't look the best. The greener ones tend to be a bit hardier, just in general really. So yeah, I think that's it. I'm just coming away with one beautiful Cordyline, never heard of it before, Magic Star, reportedly, according to the label, hardy to -10. We will see. if anyone's in Blackburn and fancies a bargain, there's this Trachycarpus Phormiums. What was the price? Was it 55, half of 55, wasn't it? Which was, remind me again, £27.50. And of course that Canary Island date palm, which was also a very good deal if you've got somewhere to overwinter it. A greenhouse would be fine. A shed with some windows might also be okay. Conservatory, that sort of thing. Let me know if your local B&Q has similar bargains. I'd be interested to know that. Whether this is specific to this store or whether head office have sent a communication out for them to mark down certain plants. It seems a little bit odd. Some, like the Trachycarpus Phormiums, I know they're not selling, but they're completely hardy. Whereas some of the other plants that are much less hardy than those haven't been reduced to clear yet. I'll probably check back in a month or so, see if there's anything else of interest. Okay, they're still selling flowers over here. This will all be cleared out relatively soon for Christmas, believe it or not. And thank you very much for watching, if indeed you still are.